This is a Class 2 amalgam restoration after the matrix has been placed. So first here you see the first increment, small end of the amalgam carrier being placed into both gingival boxes, proximal boxes. Just a little bit of amalgam is all you need, and you want about 8 to 10 pounds of pressure against the gingival floor first. And you can see the condenser angling into the line angles of the gingival floor and the retentive point angles, retentive grooves. So the smaller the increment, the better, because you can see better, and then you can follow with subsequent increments. Smaller the better, and small condenser, so you can take a lot of pressure straight down gingivally, and then adapting the condenser against the matrix band and into end retentive point angles. And then with the next couple increments, you can see that more amalgam, more mass is being dispersed, and then the condenser gets a little larger to continue along. I believe this is 29 MOD. So you can continue condensing along the line angles and point angles, and you're just trying to make the amalgam all gel together, if you will. Largest condenser here, and you can see that this is just adapting the final increments, just adapting and overfilling. And just to recall, the reasons that we're overfilling are to get the excess mercury to rise to the top and to ensure that we have enough amalgam to cover the cavo surface. So different options here. The operator here is choosing to use a large football burnisher just to pretty much just ensure that the cavo surface is sealed, and then some people use it, some people don't. The anatomical burnisher 21B or acorn burnisher, whatever you'd like to call it. The idea here is to not take this instrument to the matrix band, to take it just to the anticipated where the triangular fossa would be, and to push down. Now here it's actually being used a little bit too much back and forth. Ideally it would be used once, pushed down with enough pressure to make some inclined planes. The design of this instrument is that you push, and the consistency of the amalgam is such that you would push and it would really give you the inclined planes and any anatomy that you need, and then from here it's just cleanup. This is a critical part of the amalgam here, to make sure that you don't do this too forcefully. Probably when you're new, the better idea would be to take it from matrix band from tooth to the midline of the marginal ridge, and then from the other side, just so you don't risk ditching that margin. That's a big mistake that a lot of new students do. And then the next time you swipe this, you're kind of angling it about 30 degrees toward the occlusal surface so that you can get some rounding of your marginal ridge. And of course you're suctioning to get rid of any excess amalgam so you can see better. Then depending on the set of your amalgam, some people do some bulk carving here or remove the band depending on the consistency of the amalgam. But you definitely want to, don't worry about anatomy at this point. The most important part is taking the band off and getting to the interproximal surface with a scaler or an explorer. So you can see a disc with this probably isn't ready to be removed yet, so we can do some bulk carving that we can ensure the cavo surface has no flash. Not a lot of anatomy here to place because we placed already with the 21B, so we're just really getting rid of any excess. And then just like the matrix went on, it comes off in reverse. The wedges come out first. Not easily here, but the wedges come out first. The matrix band is released from the retainer, and I usually hold my finger over the whole band. And some people like to, just for psychological safety reasons I guess, like to put a condenser on the marginal ridge that they're pulling the band off. If it's going to break, it's going to break. The condenser's not going to really help you there, but I think some people just feel safer. And then depending on how much you cleaned up here is what you have to do, but the first place to go is not the occlusal anatomy, which you're all into making look pretty, but the interproximal areas, the gingival areas first, to see that there's no overhang. And you can see that you can use an amalgam, an explorer if it's soft enough, to just sort of round those line angles at the occlusal embrasure there and get your marginal ridge shaped. Remember that we're looking for heights of the marginal ridge no higher than anything else.